many international students have lost their work hours or completely lost their jobs during the current lockdowns in Australia. But the good news is that the help is available for eligible international students to apply for COVID-19 disaster payments. So in this video, we will cover everything you need to know about COVID-19 disaster payments, including how to apply for them. So if you would like to get more details on this, please stick around till the end of the video. So first thing first, what is COVID-19 disaster payments? So it is a support payment for the workers who are affected by COVID-19 lockdowns and restrictions. Basically, as many people have lost their work hours or completely lost their jobs during these lockdowns and restrictions, Australian government has launched this program to help these people out so that they can stay home while the lockdown is in effect. And obviously to help them to pay some of their bills as well. So how much is the payment? Now, we did make a video on this COVID-19 disaster payment in the past as well, and back then the payments were different. So in the past, if you lost less than 20 hours, you were eligible to apply $325. If you would have lost more than 20 hours, you could have applied for up to $500 for this disaster payment per week. Now recently, Australian government has announced some update to these payments. So if you have lost anywhere between 8 hours to 20 hours per week, or if you have lost a full day of your work hour during the work week, then you are eligible to get up to $375 per week for this payment. And if you have lost 20 hours or more, then you are eligible to apply to get $600 per week for this payment. Now obviously you will need to meet the eligibility requirements in order to apply for this payment. Now let's discuss about the eligibility requirements. Now the eligibility requirements has also been updated. So the current general eligibility rules are that you must be an Australian resident or hold a visa that will entitle you to work in Australia, which means international students are eligible to apply for this payment because they are entitled to work in Australia on their student visas. Now if you are unsure about your visa, it's always a good idea to check on Department of Home Affairs website. They have got this VEVO system, which is Visa Entitlement Verification Online. You can check it yourself whether you have a right to work on your specific visa or not. And if you want to learn step-by-step guide on how to check your visa entitlements, we got a video on that as well. So make sure to check this video out in order to check your visa entitlements. Also, you must be age 17 or above, and you should not be getting any other income support payments from the Australian government. Also, you're not getting any other pandemic disaster payments or support from small businesses from the state governments. And also you must have lost your income and you don't have any paid leave entitlements. These were some of the general requirements, although there could be some state specific requirements as well. So one of the key criteria in this case will be that you are living or working or have visited a Commonwealth declared COVID-19 hotspot. And you also must have lost your work hours because of these COVID-19 lockdowns and restrictions. Now another important thing to keep in mind that there are eligibility dates as well. So in order to check these dates for each state and territory, you need to visit Services Australia's website. We'll put the link of Services Australia website for that page in the description below. So you can go and check those dates for which dates you are eligible to apply for these payments. Also make sure to check the claim open and claim close date as well, because it's important that you apply within the time frame that the claim is open for. So now very importantly, how to claim these payments. So there are two ways you can apply if you are an international student or a temporary visa holders in Australia for these payments. First, you can actually call Services Australia directly on 180-2266 between Monday to Friday, 8 AM to 5 PM. It's important to know you need to be a little bit patient when calling Services Australia because they are really busy at the moment and it can take anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours to connect with someone. So just be a little bit patient when calling this number. Now when you call them, they will usually ask you some questions and you'll probably have to have some details ready for them. So some of the things they would like to confirm with you will be the date of birth, your full name, your complete address, your email address, your passport details, that will include your passport number and expiry date, your visa details, which might include things like your visa subclass, the visa grant date, the country of grant, and the entry date into Australia. And obviously your bank details in order to make sure that payments are going through to your bank account. They may ask you questions about your employer and the ABN number as well. So make sure you have this information handy when calling Services Australia. And sometimes they can do the whole process with you on the phone, which will make your life really easy. They will also ask you if you would like to opt into the automated payments, which means that each week your state or territory extends the lockdown, you will get automatic payments. Now, if you are going to do the whole process on the phone, again, be ready to spend around 30 minutes to 1 hour on the phone with the person from Services Australia as well. Because obviously they need to do all this verification to make sure that they are making the payment to the right person. So there is another way of claiming these payments as well. What you need to do is go on my.gov.au and you have to create a Mygov account over there. If you already got a Mygov account, that's great. But if you haven't, then you need to create a new Mygov account. Creating Mygov account is really simple process. All you need to do is go on my.gov.au, click to create a new account, agree to the terms and conditions of use, and then enter your email address. After that, they will send you a verification code. Check that verification code in your email. Then you need to enter your mobile number. Then you need to create your password. After creating password, you need to create some secret questions. Once you have created your secret questions, your account is ready to use. After that, you need to link your account with any services you would like to use. So in this case, you will have to use Centrelink. So you need to link Centrelink account with your Mygov account. And at this point, you need to call Services Australia, which is the same number 180-2266. And you have to obviously verify some of your details with your passport and so on. And then you will get a CRN number, which will help you to link your Centrelink account with Mygov account. And then you can go and apply these payments online as well. So let's jump on the computer and show you, if you have already got Mygov account linked with Centrelink, what to do next. So once you manage to connect your Centrelink account with Mygov account, the next thing, when you log into Mygov account, you will see that there is an option for applying for support here. So government support for coronavirus, you need to click on that. I will bring you to the Services Australia page where you need to apply for this COVID-19 disaster payment. So here we are on Centrelink's homepage, and you will see the first thing here is affected by COVID-19. So this is where we need to click on Get Started. And there you go. The first thing here is COVID-19 disaster payment. Again, there is eligibility requirement. You need to make sure you read this in order to be eligible for this payment. And if you are, then you click on this apply for COVID-19 disaster payment. So next thing they will do is they will make sure that they do eligibility tests with you in order to get the payment. So let's say we starting the payment. So we'll begin this application. So it just says and explains you how it works, and how Australian government uses these taxpayers' money to support the people who are genuinely in need of help. And if you make any false claims, you definitely can get into trouble. So after that, next thing, once you read it, you can click on next, and you have a privacy note, and do you agree with that? You have to agree in order to do that. Are you currently living in Australia? Yes. You have next question. Are you an Australian citizen, resident, or temporary visa holder that give you right to work? So this is one of the key criteria for international students and other temporary visa holders. Yes. And then, have you been impacted by COVID-19 restrictions or lockdown? And you have to explain whether you live in that area, you were present in that area, or attended some of those areas where the COVID-19 hotspots are. Then you click that and press next. Which state or territory you currently living in? So you have to choose whether New South Wales, Victoria, or others. It depends upon the time frame. Again, important to check the eligibility dates and claim open date and close dates as well on Services Australia website. So let's say in Victoria, then you click next. Which government area do you live in? So you have to choose your government area. Let's say we live in Melbourne. We'll choose that. Press next. Select the period for the restriction in a movement. So you have to choose the week that you were in a lockdown, so you select that, press next. Have you lost your 1 full day's work or at least 8 hours of work due to these restrictions? Yes. Next. So the next question is about, do you have an employer funded appropriate leave that you can access to cover that period? So that appropriate leave doesn't include any annual leave or long service leave. So in this case, we'll say no. Press next. Will you receive a state-based pandemic payment? If you're not receiving that, you have to say yes here, but if you're not, then click no. Do you give Services Australia permission to contact your employer to confirm your details, which you have to select yes. And are you currently receiving any other Department of Veteran Affairs payments, so like supplements and pensions? So no. Now once you have completed this whole process, you will come to the bottom of this page of checking your eligibility. Now the last thing you have to do, if you have confirmed all the things are correct and good to go, then you need to press this continue button. Now I'm not pressing this continue button because I'm not going to apply for this disaster payment. It will tell you whether you are eligible or not on the next page. Make sure you have answered all the questions correctly, because you won't be able to change your answers when you submit this or press this continue button. So once you have checked your eligibility, and if you are eligible, then you can submit your application for this COVID-19 disaster payment. So hope that information was useful for you. Again, if you do find the information useful, please make sure to share it with your friends so they can apply for these payments easily as well. And as always, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.